Yeah, so this is it. I'm here with George Sampson.
Hey.
He of Britain's Got Talent fame.
Absolutely. Well, trying. Still trying.
It's been 10 years since Britain's Got Talent.
10 years, yeah. Well, this Thursday coming is the exact day. So
is you going to have to celebrate, are you?
I'm going to say no for the camera. But yes, probably.
Okay. Let's take you back to that day when you were performing in the rain on the stage. I mean, what was that like? Because obviously a lot of people perform on stage. I mean, I performed on stage, you perform on stage. Yeah. But they said to you, right, we wanted you to perform in the rain. It was nice. It was nice to know that we're going to give me whatever I wanted. And they said to me before the semi-final, when I first did the Singing in the Rain, they said to me, look, George, you can have whatever you want. There's absolutely no budget. If you want, crazy sets, talk to us about crazy sets, you can have what you want. And I went away and I looked at what I wanted to do, and I wanted to dance to a very iconic song, and in my mind there were only a few songs that I looked at that I thought kids would know, parents would know, an older generation of people would know, and one of them was Michael Jackson's Thriller, but because I was up against the Michael Jackson act, I thought probably best not, and the other one was Singing in the Rain, and it's a song that everybody knew, and at the time there was an advert on TV, a Volkswagen advert, that used that remix of it, and so I went to the producers and I said, I want to do Singing in the Rain. You mentioned that there's no budget. Go on. I was like, I want to make it rain in the studio. And fair play to them. They literally just said, you know what? Leave it with us. We'll see what we can do. I walked out. They'd created this huge floor, and there were pipes going above me. And I knew straight away that it was going to work, and it was going to be immense, and it really was. It was. It really was. It looked. The lighting and with all the water and everything.
And you know what? We actually used milk instead of water.
Yes.
Because you couldn't see it. You couldn't see the water on the camera. It didn't quite pick up enough the fact that it was water. So we had hot milk coming through, which
must have smelled lovely afterwards.
I was going to say there was quite a stench afterwards, but the worst thing was that because it was so hot, it was almost like having a shower. Actually, when I stood out and I had to be interviewed, and I was in wet, cold clothes, I was freezing. And it was really hard to sort of be interviewed afterward. You got on the deck trying to talk to you, and you're just all you're thinking, I want to get these clothes off and get wrapped in a towel. But do you know what? It was good, and
that was life changing for you. That was the moment that changed your life, basically, wasn't it?
It did, and I'm very, very grateful for it. I know I'm very lucky as well. I know a lot of it comes down to luck and being in the right place at the right time and doing the right performance at the right time and stuff. And I know a lot of it's luck, but. It's I'm very grateful for it.
I just want to touch quickly on your past before that stage.
Yeah.
You obviously you're self-taught.
Yeah, the majority of what I do is sort of self-taught.
You can't go to a class where all of a sudden they expect you to jump up a wall and things like that. So
you know what, I was a very stupid child. But when I say stupid, I was very brave, and I used to go on YouTube and stuff, and I used to see these guys flipping off walls or backflipping off things, and I just used to try it. And it's quite stupid to do, to just backflip up a wall and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't
try that at home.
Do not try that at home.
There are clubs
mattresses.
Now you can do that.
Yes, there
properly.
are gymnastic clubs you can go and stuff, and they've got foam pits and excellent equipment and training and stuff they can teach you. But they didn't have that. They had gymnastics, but they didn't have sort of like an open sort of free running type thing, which is essentially what I do.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was just a case of I was foolish enough to try it, and I could do it, and it obviously paid dividends. And but no, I didn't. I think once I got accepted to a dance school. It was like a dance college and stuff, but they only offered me half a bursary.
Okay.
And I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford to go. And then, ironically, after I won the show, the week later, after I'd won BGT, I got an email saying they're offering me full bursary.
Was that a bit cheeky, do you think?
I was like, no, thank you.
That's good. You stood by your ground.
Yeah, I did, and I could afford it. I would love to have gone and been taught properly and trained and stuff, but I simply couldn't afford it. And then, a week later, I was still the same person. I still had the same talent, but obviously because I became a name overnight and found fame, they suddenly were offering full bursaries, and I just thought, no, I'd rather not go on principle and just sort of ride the wave of what I'd hit overnight and see how far it can take me. And here we are 10 years later, so...
Well, normally they've asked about a year, don't they, and then sort of fade out. So you've actually started to...
It's hard. It's really hard, and I think what doesn't help is there's always another show next year. There's always another Britain's Got Talent winner every year, so it's hard for the previous winner sort of
stay hot as it is when you've got up and coming ones coming throughout the ranks. You know, there have been 9 other winners since I won the show, and that's 9 other people that have been pushed in front of me. So it is hard to stay, you know, relevant. And so I've had to change what I did. I started dancing, I moved into acting, I went into I tried putting my baskets, my apples in all kinds of baskets, and that's how I've maintained sort of myself.
You're now doing performing arts.
Yeah, exactly, and I love it. I love theatre.
Stage.
I love the theatre. It's my favourite place to be.
If you could be in any show, what would that show be? You know, you must.
I love musicals, right? I really love musicals, and the problem is what the musical I'd love to be in isn't right for me.
Yeah.
Because I love the big musicals. You know, I love your sort of your Les Mis and stuff. But I'm not a classically trained singer.
No.
I'm not somebody that, you know, would walk into Les Mis because there's no part for somebody like me. But last year I did Our House. I did Madness musical.
Oh yes.
And I toured with that, and I had so much fun doing that. So much fun. And so I know what I want to do. I know I want to be in musicals, but which one I'd rather be in, I don't know, because I don't know what I'm built for. I don't know. I'm not. You know, are you a rock and roller? Are you are you modern? Are you? Well, I love my breakdance and stuff, and there are lots of shows. There's Bring It On is a big American sort of cheerleading, sort of breakdancing musical that I love.
So you're waiting for 80s the musical basically to come out.
Essentially, yeah. If there could be like a breakdance the film, if there's a musical version of that, then.
Because you were in a dance film, weren't you?
I did Street Dance 1 and Street Dance 2.
Because you played the little kid behind
played Eddie, sort of, who ran the man. They claimed to be the manager, but sort of just, you know, was sort of like the mascot for the group.
Yeah, and you just kept popping up every now and then throughout the film.
Did what he had to do to make the guys do what they could do and stuff, and that was an experience, a great experience.
You worked with some great people with that.
Yeah, God, we had some immense people in that, and some really sort of famous British actors and actresses as well, and I was very lucky, like I said, very lucky that came round at that time, but then sort of I look back and go, well, actually, if I didn't win BGT and dance, and then Diversity didn't go and win it, and Street Dance wasn't as big as it was, would there have been a successful Street Dance film? So, you know, it's all part of a circle, isn't it?
It is.
You know, that was at a time where Street Dance peaked. It really did, and street dancers were everywhere. You know, we had loads of sort of shows all over the box about dancing, and like I say, Diversity went on the year after me and Street Danced, and they went and won, and you know, they beat Susan Boyle. So amazing. It was an amazing time for dance, and the films were, you know, they hit the right time and the right market, which was really nice. It was nice to be a part of that.
Yeah, and I've known you for about 10 minutes now.
Yeah.
And you seem really down to earth. Do you think that's really, really important for,
I think it is,
you know, to stay grounded and where your roots are?
Do you know what the thing is? You never know who's going to be important one day and who you're going to rely on. And you could be here at one point, and then the next year you can be down here. And when you were up there could have been people that you considered to be down here.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden that can change, and you rely on those people that you thought were once down here. So to me, it's just, we're all here.
Excellent.
And that's as simple as it needs to be. We're all human. We all eat and breathe the same. I don't understand that there can be any other feeling than that. I don't see it. I never will.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, George. I know you're a very, very busy person today, so thank you very much for your time today, and hopefully we'll meet again soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.